Now, Real America's Voice is carrying this, and now obviously he's giving them. Real America's Voice is getting exclusives from Trump. He's giving them the video, and they're airing it on Stankfield tonight, which is so much better than Stankfeld early this morning or around dusk. I think Stankfield around dusk was just sad. Sorry, see what I did there? All right, let's do this. Come on. The Durham report has come out. I am no collusion. All right, here we go.
My buddy John Solomon over at Just the News, and of course here at Real America's Voice.
Yeah, he's on the big. He's hit the big time everywhere. Stank.
It's a tremendous.
By the way, you haven't taken crazy pills. This is Stankfeld. He used to be on Newsmax. You are not seeing Christopher Lloyd's character from Who Framed Roger Rabbit hosting a news show. It's a common mistake. Some people think that. It's not you.
The show got to speak to President Trump just this afternoon to get his reaction to the Durham report being released and its findings. Here's some of that exclusive audio from President Trump.
Oh, shit. I thought they were airing a video from his channel. He actually called in to Real America's Voice. I'm guessing because Fox wasn't taking his calls? That's fun.
Well, it's a shame. It's a total violation of about every rule and principle you can have.
And you can take it from him.
I've been involved in the two greatest scams in American history.
It's total dishonesty, and more than anything else, it affected the 2020 presidential election. Much more.
No, it didn't. It didn't. No, he didn't lose any Trump voters because of this shit. And if anything, the fact that he wasn't removed from office made Dems angrier and drove them to the polls. Also, he fucked up COVID in a massive way and was like, I don't want a cruise ship full of with 64 Americans to dock. It'll fuck up my numbers.
More so than the 2016 election. This affected the 2020 presidential election just like.
That's because it happened after the 2016 election. So I don't know how time works in your household, but most things that happen only affect the things that happen after them. What the fuck do I know? I'm no scientist.
Like stuffing the ballot boxes or any of the other things that took place. This is
or the things that didn't take place, like stuffing the ballot box.
A disgrace, and they should do something about it. And that
yeah, I agree. You should have a do-over in your head.
Includes whatever you have to do about.
Is it just me or does his hair look really weird right there? Does it look like he was wearing a hat and just decided against it, or he looks like Martin Short in makeup playing Donald Trump. Am I not wrong?
About the presidential election. This is another element of rigging the presidential election.
Well, I mean, something that big, obviously, the rigging is gonna be extraordinary, I'm just saying the rigging to fly Paul Stanley out into the audience during the Kiss show is slightly less than the rigging required to lift Gene Simmons up into the rafters. You see what I'm saying? It's just a matter of the load.
Far more than stuffing the ballot boxes, because it affected more than you could ever stuff.
Yeah, there's no.
Yes, that's. Wait.
This is another element of rigging the presidential election, far more than stuffing the ballot boxes, because it affected more than you could ever stuff.
Yeah.
Because it affected more than you could ever stuff. Why does he always talk like he's just learning English and his tutor is fucking with him? Things more than you could ever stuff. Well, speak for yourself, Mr. Vienna Sausage. Some of us have no trouble stuffing things quite full, I'll have you know.
There's no doubt.
There's no doubt. First of all, that doesn't sound like Stankfeld's voice. Is he doing stunt interviews now?
I want to ask you, you're way ahead in the poll.
Oh, that's John Solomon's voice, guys.
Well, there's a good chance you're going to be president again.
No, you're not. No, there isn't.
In 2025, what would you do to fix the FBI under Chris Wray? Obviously, a lot of bad.
Obviously, you put him in there, and obviously, establishment, bureaucracy, deep state.
Things that went on at the FBI.
A lot of bad things went on at DOJ and the FBI, and a lot of bad things went on.
Going on everywhere with the stuffing of the rigging.
A lot of places. You know, when I got there, it was loaded up with rhinos and with Democrats. It was thousands and thousands of people in every different department.
Someone, by the way, that is a if you're new, that is a rare moment where Trump sort of recognizes that some things require work.
And we got so many out, but you really have to.
You didn't get anybody out. He put the fucking. He hates everybody he put in there. Everyone.
Bad things that happened, and this is the deep state. This is what they talk about.
Okay, all right. We've already. He said deep state. He said rhino too. I mean, I've less involvement in rhino. I don't give a shit what they call each other. But I mean, rhino and deep state. We're already well into a game of bullshit bingo. I guess establishment is next, and what do we? I don't know, the establishment, rhinos, yeah, established deep state, and then I don't know. We'll see. He might come up with a new one
all the time. You talk about it, John. I talk about it. This is the deep state. We'll make
two deep states in a row. That doesn't count. You don't get extra
very
points.
Big changes. We really did do a tremendous job at getting tremendous numbers out.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The only people he got out of government while he was in office were people that he had put in government that he turned on because they apparently wouldn't crime with him.
But this is deep state stuff. This has been
fucking like, now we're just saying it out of muscle memory. Deep state. It's like you shake him in a nap and he went, oh, deep state.
30 years people have been there, and they're
yeah, fuckhead. We don't roll over every goddamn job in the government just because a different party runs things, or we'd be a fucking wreck. Are you nuts? This is what happens when people use the word revolution and think they really mean it.
You know, in many ways, they ran government for a long period of time, and we.
No, they didn't. All right, if it's been 30 years and the deep state runs the government, then what the fuck were you bitching about Obama for? What did Obama shove down your fucking throat, stupid? If that was the case, why are you bitching about us going into Iraq under George Bush and saying you wouldn't have made that mistake if the deep state was making all the decisions for him? And what makes the fucking difference between the shit you got done, or more to the point, didn't get done when you were in office? It's either all the deep state or it isn't the deep state. This is like the Twitter files. Like the FBI was asking Twitter to do stuff, and sometimes they agreed and sometimes they didn't. It's just authoritarianism. They made requests. They shared information. This is like Nazi Germany. It's like 1984.
Came in and we really broke up the act, and a lot of people weren't too happy.
Broke up the act. I'm jacking off God in the rain.
About it. That's why things like this happen.
That's so true. Last question, sir. I know you've been.
Yeah, we know you get exhausted after 2 minutes now.
Vindicated several times on Russia collusion, but this is sort of the exclamation point. Your thought on.
Yeah, so your thoughts on making a jack-off hand gesture towards your own face when you're wet. Thoughts? Just spitball. What do you got?
The fact that John Durham said not a single.
I had a beat off.
Sorry. You don't expect me to take this asshole seriously, do you?
Iota of Russia collusion evidence.
That's not what the report says. That's not what the Mueller report said either.
Well, I was very honored by this report. I'll be honest. It was incredible. I waited, and everybody waited, and we waited a long time. But this is
we were waiting, and some of us are still waiting. I'm kind of waiting.
Tremendous detail when you look at it. He's obviously very detail-oriented.
No, it isn't. He hasn't read it. This is okay. The reason he thinks it's detail oriented because he thinks it's long. He thinks the sound of the document itself, the length of the document itself, it must have details in it because nobody can prattle that long. Apparently, he's never read his own truth posts.
But this is tremendous detail, total vindication. And now something should happen. This is...
Yeah, it's not going to. Yeah, he said it should be a preliminary investigation instead of a formal investigation. That was his difference of opinion with the FBI leadership while you were in fucking office. And then ultimately, did he recommend prosecution as a special counsel? No, he didn't. Now, why would that be? Oh, because his entire report is that he has a difference of opinion about the level of importance things were granted versus the people who were actually there looking at them. Cool. All right.
Corrupt at the level like nobody's ever seen before.
Nobody's ever seen this kind of corruption before. Nobody's ever seen anything before. I've never seen anything. That's how every time he talks about something, it's like no one's ever seen it before. Dance like no one's watching. Sing like no one's listening. And crime like no one's ever seen before. Except, because we kept most of it hidden,
We had an honest media. Thank God you're around and a couple of others. But if we had it...
Yeah, it's just Solomon and Stank and maybe some of the Flashpoint people. But I mean, honestly, I think they're ready to turn on you too. That's my prediction. I wouldn't say it was a prophecy, but that's because they've ruined that word.
Honest media, this would be the story of the century.
Well, I agree with President Trump on that.
Really? That's odd. With that opinion, how did you ever get a job working for RAV? I would think that they would want you to kind of actually read the report and compare what he said to what it actually says. No, they didn't do that at RAV. I'm shocked.
And it does vindicate him in so many...
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying.
Free health care for illegal... look.
No, that's not it.
Dumps. They call them dumps. Big, massive dumps.
No, that's not it either.
We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges.
That's what it was. He was just he meant somebody who would help him get off. That didn't work. But
ways that so many reports have. I still say, if you know that they knew about this.
What do you mean? Define this.
Meaning Brennan.
Meaning Brennan. No, yeah, I know that he's not a this, he's a he. So you mean whatever the details of the Durham report that of which there are none?
Barack Obama, Joe Biden, of course the Clintons.
Of course. I mean, don't they run everything? I mean, it's their body count. I mean, you think they're going to hand over the reins to their body count to the new guy? Forget it. I mean, they're not even going to call him the new guy. He's older than them.
James Comey, the director of the FBI.
Uh-huh. Well, Chris Wray, at least, oh, no. Well, at least Jeff Sessions would, wait a second. Well, then Bill Barr, probably, oh, okay.
Why can't we get justice and hold those people accountable?
Well, because there's nothing to hold them to account for. I mean, it's a little detail, but kind of important.
That's what I really want.
Well, what you probably really want, Stank, is your old job at Newsmax back. But you got, a comfortable, what is that, a vinyl backdrop at Newsmax. They let you do your show from your garage. That's nice, You're right there. I mean, sure, the whole studio smells like oily rags, but that, it's a hometown kind of a feeling. And of course, you can always have that jar of juice just below your table there in case you need to take a swig to just stomach some of the bullshit. It's swings and roundabouts. Every cloud's got a silver lining. Yeah. Oh, that's the end of it. That's all. He was about to say something, and that's it. They cut. This video is 3 minutes and 5 seconds, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 3 minute and 5 second mark. And they just decided, fuck Stank. Let's make him look like this. Let's freeze frame on him. Mid-thought. Stank, they love you over there at RAV. We can tell. I love you guys. That's something I could tell you.